Hi, this is Sherry Aiken, and in this month's segment, we are going to talk about the rhythm that shapes your biology, cell cycles, hormones, mitochondria, and the patterns that determine how you age. There's a deep intelligence to the body that most people never really consider. Your body is not static. It's not designed to stay balanced in a flat, unchanging way. It is designed to move, to cycle, to build, and to break down, to repair, and to renew. Biology's very foundation is rhythmic. Every cell in your body lives inside a cycle. It grows, prepares, replicates, and divides. But beneath that visible process is something even more important: a constant oscillation between two fundamental states, building and clearing, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is where the body builds. It's where muscle is formed, tissue is repaired, hormones signal growth, and mitochondria expand their capacity. Catabolism is where the body breaks things down, not in a destructive way, but in a necessary one. It's where damaged proteins are cleared, dysfunctional mitochondria are removed, and cellular waste is recycled through processes like autophagy. Health is not about staying in one of these states. It's about moving between them at the right time and in the right sequence. You can see this rhythm everywhere. When you sleep, your brain shifts into a clearing phase, removing waste, resetting, restoring. When you wake, you build with energy, focus, and output. When you exercise, you create stress and breakdown. When you recover, you rebuild stronger. Even your gut lining is constantly renewing itself, cycling through destruction and regeneration every few days. This is how life sustains itself, not through stillness, but through rhythm. At the center of this rhythm are your mitochondria. They are often described as energy producers, but they are far more than that. They are sensors. They respond to signals you give your body. They decide whether to produce energy or shift into repair. And one of the most powerful signals they respond to is hormonal rhythm. Estradiol and testosterone are not simply levels to optimize, they are timing signals. Estradiol plays a central role in mitochondrial function. It enhances mitochondrial efficiency, supports antioxidant systems, and stimulates the creation of new mitochondria, the biogenesis. It also mobilizes endothelial progenitor cells, repair cells that help restore the lining of blood vessels and maintain vascular health. But estradiol is not meant to be constant. It rises, peaks, and falls. And it is that rise and fall that signals the body when to build and regenerate. Testosterone works alongside this. It supports muscle growth, mitochondrial density, red blood cell production, and overall metabolic strength. It tells the body, build, strengthen, expand. But like estradiol, testosterone is designed to pulse, not remain flat. When these hormones lose their rhythm, when they become constant or suppressed, the body loses clarity. Mitochondria no longer receive precise signals. Cells no longer know when to build or when to repair. And over time, that loss of signaling becomes dysfunction. This is where another layer comes in. A master regulator that sits between stress, hormones, and mitochondrial function, something called PGC1 alpha. PGC1 alpha is a signal that tells your body to create more and better mitochondria. It is what allows your system to increase energy capacity, adapt to stress, and maintain metabolic flexibility. But PGC1 alpha is not always active. It is triggered. It turns on when your body experiences a challenge, such as fasting, exercise, periods of lower energy availability. Those are catabolic signals. They tell the body, adapt, become more efficient, upgrade. But the body does not build in that state. It only receives the signal. The actual rebuilding happens when the body shifts back into an anabolic phase, when you eat, recover, and allow hormones like estradiol and testosterone to rise appropriately. This is the sequence that creates resilience. Challenge followed by repair, signal followed by response. If you remove either side of that equation, the system breaks down. Too much stress without recovery leads to depletion. Too much comfort without challenge leads to stagnation. And this is where everything connects at the deepest level, because your body is not just responding in the moment, it is remembering. Through a process called epigenetics, your body records the patterns you repeat. It pays attention. How often do you challenge it? How often do you recover? Whether your hormones rise and fall, whether your days and nights have rhythm, and over time it adapts. So a side note here, 40 to 50% of our genes are under circadian control. Circadian rhythm is upstream of this PGC1 alpha signaling, hormone receptor sensitivity, stem cell activation, and repair cycles, and epigenetic regulation. So next time you think you can cheat on sleep, think again. Your genes are not fixed instructions, they are responsive. They are shaped by the signals you send over and over again. If your pattern is constant food, poor sleep, low variability, and flattened hormonal signals, your body learns to conserve. It reduces repair. It lowers energy output. It becomes efficient but less resilient. But if your pattern includes cycles of stress and recovery, pulsing hormones, deep sleep, and metabolic variability, your body learns something very different. It increases mitochondrial function. It enhances repair system. It maintains flexibility and strength. You are not just living your life, you're teaching your biology how to behave. And this is the reframe. Health is not about a single decision, it's about a pattern. The body does not thrive in extremes. It does not thrive in constant stimulation, and it does not thrive in constant deprivation. It thrives in rhythm. Your heart beats in rhythm, your brain oscillates, your hormones pulse, your cells cycle. And when you begin to live in alignment with that, everything changes. And if there is one thing to understand, it is this. Your body is not responding to what you do today. It is adapting to the pattern you repeat. And that pattern is what ultimately shapes your energy, your metabolism, and how you age.